Let's go. I'm waiting on YouTube 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Where's my picture on YouTube? There we are. All right, guys, this is Wall Street Sizing Up, sponsored by StockTrade.tips. You can find us at StockTrade.tips on Telegram. That's where a lot of this information comes from. We discuss anything and everything, stocks, crypto, life sometimes. It's a good little group. We've got about 200 people in there now. We've grown it from 0. In a month, we've gone to 200, so that's pretty good. It's free. It's tips only, so tip your bartenders and waitresses. That being said, you're here for stocks to watch. We like to say stocks to trade, but or stocks that we're researching. But today, I do have some stocks to trade and some stocks to watch. So let's get to it. Don't want to take up too much of your Saturday or your Sunday or your Monday early morning before the stocks hit. So let's get to it right now. All right, first up, I always miss this. Like, what's the news of the day? Rodgers, they're saying he's going to retire because he wants to be traded. Looks like Russell Westbrook might be going to the LA Clippers. We got UFC Vegas 32 tonight, Kyle Kuzma's birthday. Politics, you can see OU and Texas clearly are going to the SEC, but you're here for stocks, so let's get to it. So went to openinsider.com. Openinsider.com is where you have the C-level executives, you have anybody that is within the company, a 10% owner, a director that has direct impact on that company, where they have to file within 2 days of a stock option, a stock buy, a stock sell. You get the picture. I did not see anything here. I really didn't see anything here that came in on Friday. We had a couple that came in on Thursday, like MIND that we did like. That I don't know if that turned out real well for us, but didn't have any here that I really liked. And clearly in this column over here on the side, let me blow this up for you just so you know when you get in here. So this far column right here, guys, so a D means that that's an option. Clearly these are options and there's no D because it's exact same with the CEO guy and at the very top here too, right? So most of these went public, so we're not going to talk about those. Although on the hedge fund side and the fund side, I did see a few that I liked. These were just, we're going to talk about more about the dark pools and the 3 stocks that I saw in the dark pools that I really like. It's really like insiders sizing up because they clearly know something. But on, I use Fintel, I use HedgeMind, I use open source, I use FinViz. So these are all tools that I use. I'm the dark pools, I use Unusual Whales. All these, they all cost money, $30 plus for the most part. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not cheap. So stocks to watch that I've got here would be, let me go through them real quick. A couple that you'll know. ENVX. ENVX is one that you should really look at. I'm not going to say it's a stock to watch. The stocks to watch are, now they're all low volume, but EVLV, that's William Gates, that's Bill Gates. He sized up on this at, he took 15 million shares at the IPO. So you need to watch that one. It's gotten back to even, as has the PECO, that's Phillips Edison. They're both biotech, integrated core strategies, very, very good hedge fund, and they know biotech just like Bill Gates does. And what was the other one I liked? Good Times was GTIM is what I'm looking for on here, guys. Am I missing it? Don't want to take up too much of your time, but I believe I'm missing it. Was that yesterday? No, it had to be. There it is. Good Times Restaurant. A person close to the company sized up, and they took 500,000 shares, GTIM, so that's a stock to watch. Again, the issue with these stocks is they're very low volume right now, right? So be weary of that. All right, let's talk about what we're seeing on Reddit. These are the stocks that include Wall Street bets. Clearly, support's got the most. It's had the most for the last 2 days. At support.com. I don't have an opinion on that one. It did pump this week, so that's probably why this is a little bit left over. Atosa Therapeutics has not done well. AMC did well today. This is Best Buy. PT, I forget what PT is, but this is like a corn fund or corn ETS. XBio pumped this week. So as you make your way down, and you hadn't seen any of these pump, NAOV pumped, clearly ridiculous pump, like a 300%, awesome. Neuro pumped this week. So as you make your way down, you might want to look at those stocks. That's kind of what I do, right? Then we go over here. Now, I've said this on the channel before. High short interest stocks. Highshortinterest.com is where I find this. But here's the thing. I like this site. It's got a lot of good information. I don't think it updates quick enough. There's something about it. And I can't tell you what it is. I don't have any empirical evidence to tell you this site sucks, because it doesn't suck. But I just think it's late to the party. When I compare it to some of the FinViz scans, it's kind of old. I believe it's like a day, maybe even 2 or 3 days old news. That's what I would tell you about that. So let's get to the stocks that I like. First up is going to be, let me show you about, so this is Unusual Wells. This is the dark pool flow, right? And we're just looking at only the trades on Friday. That's all that we care about, right? A lot of people sell for different reasons. I cannot tell you why some of these sold, right? But CYTK, Biotech, you can see the buys and when the buys came in. On Friday, 9:30, 11:30, 12:20, and then after hours, right? They came in. So we start looking at what's going on with the stock. You can clearly see it's at the upper end of the trend line. It did, I forget what it did. It did a 40% up on, was the 19th, and it's continued. Now, this red candle is really interesting because if you go back here, so it fell 3.52% from the day before, right? So it went as high as literally as high as 31, and it fell all the way back to where it is now, 29.04. The reason is because, and what's interesting in this flow is because they sold. So after they pumped, they did this real quick. They had very good news. I'll get to that in just a second. But they sold 11.5 million shares. They diluted their stock. A dilution event. So that's what happened. If you go back to the flow, all these, now these could have been sells after, and honestly they probably were. These were probably sells after they came out with that. Right, because it doesn't say which side this was, or if you really look, it only fell 4%, right, from where it was, right, the day before, and that is incredible, especially when you're diluting by 11 million shares when your float is only 66 and your outstanding is only 71. Right? It's got great volume. They're not making any money, but it's got a market cap of $2 billion on sales of 60 million. Yeah, biotech's a little bit scanny. So, but if you want to know what also happened that week, look at I don't know if you can see this here. Oh, did I miss it? Anyway, my point here is that they had a clinical update. Yeah, here, Cytokinetics. CYTK, share closed up the week 51% for the whole week, right? On positive data from phase 2 Redwood HCM trial of CK274 for the potential treatment of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, HCM, of patients of the high dose cohort met the set left ventricular outflow tract pressure gradient. Not a doctor, clearly. So, and versus the placebo, it did far, far better. So really, really good. And they're in phase 2 with that. So it didn't fall very far. I expect this to possibly fall Monday and Tuesday, but it's going to be right back up on that trend line that we talked about, right up, bumping against this 31 very, very soon. I like that stock. Next up, some of the flow. So PHM, you can see here on late Thursday and then Friday, were all buys. We had a $1 million buy here. Now on Tuesday, we've got a $6 million sell. But what's interesting is if you go to the chart, you can see what's going on. It ended the day literally. It looks like it bounced off, or it almost bounced off, or should have bounced off the 50-day. So it looks like it's going to break out, right? Now the share float is big, so that's not in the short float. The high short interest is not there. So this is a big stock. This is their residential construction. Pulte Group, you probably know them. Really no news on the 22nd. It just said about existing home sales. So they got a bump from that, and they're clearly on the top end. Now they're in a down channel, but it looks like it's going to break out, and we saw those late buys on Friday. You got to like its chances to break out tomorrow. It is a $54 stock, and volume is not going to be an issue for it to break out. All right, next up, that's PHM. Next up is XLNX, right? Biotech stock. I believe that's a biotech stock. We'll see in a second. But huge buys towards the end of the day. After close, you had a $4 million and a $5 million buy, a $600,000 buy right at close, and then the close on Thursday, you had a $2 million buy. So I'd love to see this XLNX. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's semiconductors. My bad. So clearly is on its way up. It didn't get rejected. It bounced off the support lines. It even went through the 20-day SMA and it continues to climb. It's in a sideways channel. Looks like it's moving back up. What's the price target on this? Price target on this is one. It's already outrun its price target, or its last price target, which was in like late January. This is a stock that Paul Tudor Jones owns too, by the way. But yeah, I saw this. I really, really liked what we saw in the dark flow. So that's how we're using dark flow. We're just kind of using dark flow as a way, as people sizing up that are either trying to get around the SEC filings or aren't meeting the threshold. And that is a new tool that we have. All right, we're going to see what is shaking real quick on StockTwits. It's all about the crypto. So I'm going to give you a little crypto, how if I'm going to trade crypto, how I trade it. One is I don't trade Bitcoin ever. I just buy it. Just diamond hands, buy it. It served me well. It served me when it was at $500. It served me well when it was at $1,500. Went back to $900. It served me well 2020 when it went. Well, in 2017 it went to 17 whatever, right? And then it does a 90 down January of 2018, and then in 2020 it goes down to 4,000. Diamond hand it because it is coming back, and look at where it's at, 34. It went to 29. Now we're back up 5,000. So here's my trading strategy. I use Ethereum. I got pretty good sized bag of Ethereum when it was very. In fact, I was joking on the channel that I remember telling a friend in 2017 that I thought that Ethereum at 320 was a little too expensive. I would not buy it over that, right? And now we're here just about hit 4,000, or did hit 4,000, but it's sitting at 21.7. It crossed 22 this morning. But so I use Ethereum. It's up 7, right? Really 8%. Then I go back and I look at the ones that I like, right? So where can I arb at the gain in Ethereum versus the gain somewhere else, or the loss, right? So it's just at 8%. So it's got to be something I like. So here's XRP. Lots of exchanges you can't buy it on. There are a few that you can. I would look at selling a little bit of ETH to buy a little bit more XRP. Not a huge fan of XRP, like I said, but I will buy it when I can arb it. Litecoin I would not buy. Link is up, but Ethereum Classic I'm staying away from. That has been pumped. Just letting you know now. If you get into Ethereum Classic, I had a buddy that made a ton of money in 2017 off of that, and it went to like $9. He had it at like less than, but it pumped to like 63 or 72 or something like that, something ridiculous. Might even gone to 100. I like Poly and Matic for sure. Matic did something yesterday too. I like Theta. It's up 21%. Wow. EOS. I would look at buying a little bit of EOS and some crypto.com. Here, you know what? Here's the secret. Here's what FTX is doing that nobody else is doing. They're doing off-chain, off-digital deals. And that is how you bridge, I believe. If I was going to get into crypto and a crypto business, a blockchain business, right? I think you have to do, look, I get the NFTs, fractionalization, tokenization's coming to everything, right? Anything collectible for sure, whether that's art, cars, baseball cards, whatever it is, that's coming, right? And the tokenization is going to be great, the fractionalization is going to be great. So if there's $1 million card, 50 guys can go in, right? So I think that clearly that's the way of the future. A lot of people believe that. I just know it is. You can do it on your phone. It's just a flex. It's a flex. Look at what I own. I own a piece of a whatever, a 64 Shelby. It's worth $4 million. I own that piece of it, right? And it just like I've said before, right? Stocks now are the new home, right? More people own stocks than ever before. Now that's partly because of the Fed, right? But more people own stocks now than ever before. And I think the inverse is probably true of homes, of actual houses. Most people, most people have always rented, but it just continues to grow. So real estate's a tough biz right now. I think if you really want to know my thoughts on real estate, everything is probably 20%, 10% for sure, 20%. I would say 20% overbought. I really believe that. So, all right, that's a couple of notes there. Crypto we talked about. I don't have anything else, guys. If I do, check the channel. What I'm missing in the channel here, is there anything? Yeah, from unusualwhales.com, $5, it's worth it a month. They put some good information up. I'm really not supposed to. So I just went offline. Not sure if I'm still online, guys. So if I'm not, have a good weekend. Check us out on stocktrade.tips on Telegram. Watch your six. Go hard in the paint. Praise God. We'll see you